Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Proverbs chapter 8. Again, Proverbs chapter 8, we have wisdom personified, and wisdom is basically calling out. And again, I'm telling you that this wisdom is equal to God himself. It is certainly the ways of God and the will of God. Let me just start. It's talking about wisdom crying out and calling out to all of mankind. Does not wisdom cry out and understanding lift up her voice? She takes her stand on the top of the high hill, beside the way where the paths meet. She cries out by the gates at the entry of the city, at the entrance doors. To you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. So here she's saying, wisdom is saying, I'm calling out, I'm crying out. And she's calling and crying to everyone to come and to receive her and adopt her and surrender their lives to her. It says she stands on the top of the high hill. She stands in the place where two paths meet. She's at the city gates. Verse 3, and then she's also at the doors of entry. And this is just a poetic way of saying, I am everywhere, and I am everywhere, and I'm calling out, and I'm crying out to all men. I'm going to tell you something. God is calling out to all men. God is calling out to you. God is trying to get your attention and trying to get my attention. And God stands on the hilltops. He stands where the roads meet. He stands at the entry to the city. He stands at the doors of our homes. God is doing everything he can to call us into a relationship with him. And he's calling you into a relationship with him. And so wisdom says that she is calling. And then listen to what she says about her ways. Her wisdom, I guess is what it is. Verse 6, I will speak of excellent things. From the opening of my lips will come right things. My mouth will speak truth, wickedness, and abomination to my lips. The words of my mouth are with righteousness. They are plain to him who understands, and they are right to those who find knowledge. And when I was reading that about all the things that wisdom says, she says, listen, if you'll just listen to me, and this is God just saying, listen, if you'll listen to my words and if you'll listen to my ways, they are excellent, they are right, they are truth, they are righteous, they are plain, and they are right. And I was thinking about the passage in Philippians chapter 4 and in verse 8, where he says, finally, my brothers, and if you read verses 6 and 7, he's talking about anxiety. Any of you struggle with a little anxiety, Proverbs 4, 6 through 9 ought to be something you ought to memorize and put in your heart. Not memorize and put in your heart, but put in your life, where he talks about not being anxious, but praying with thanksgiving and making your request known to God so the peace of God can come in. And then in verse 8, he says, finally, brethren, things that are true, things that are noble, things that are just, things that are pure, things that are lovely, things that are of good report. If there's any virtue, if there's anything praiseworthy, then meditate, focus, think on these things. Put your focus on these things, and the God of peace will be with you. So God is crying out to you. He's crying out to all men. He has got his ways. He has got his words. And he is saying, if you will receive my ways, they are right, they are true, they are righteous, they are pure, they are lovely. They are the things that we ought to focus our lives on. And back over in Proverbs chapter 8, verse 17, wisdom, or God, says, I love those who love me, and those who seek me diligently will find me. That's a promise. I'm going to tell you something. If you want to find God, you'll find him. He says, if you seek me diligently, you will find me. I love those who love me, and those who seek me diligently will find me. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open. God is calling. He is calling to us, calling to you, and he's waiting. And his ways are right, and his ways are pure, and his ways are righteous. Hey, I just barely touched Proverbs chapter 8. Go ahead and read it. Proverbs chapter 8. Use it to faith today. God bless you. Bye.